Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back to another monthly favorites video. So you probably noticed that my backdrop right now is different than the normal backdrop that I have when I used to film these videos, and that is because I've moved again. Holy shit, Destery Moving? I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I had it loaded. I just really wanted to make a Road to El Dorado reference to start this video. Anyways, yeah, so I moved. I am now in Beaverton, Oregon. So I used to live in Vancouver, Washington, which is about 30 minutes north of here now. So it's a little weird because this is actually the furthest away from Vancouver that I've lived since 2014. So since 2014, like, this is the farthest I've ever moved, which is nuts. And honestly, I love it. You know, there's a lot of like bad memories associated with Vancouver now. I love Vancouver. I'll always go back up there to like visit friends, and there's some really gorgeous spots that I'll continuously visit and all that. But I needed, you know, a change of scenery. There's too many painful memories. There'd be times where I'd like go down certain streets and I'd be like, man, I fucking hate this. And it didn't really help that like the area that I lived was like the highest crime rate. I mean, nothing ever happened to me, thank goodness, or, you know, any of my friends or any of that. But like, it just was a sketchy place, and I feel like a weight has lifted off of me now that I've moved. So yes, that is also why that there wasn't a monthly favorites video sooner. And honestly, now like, looking back, I don't even remember the shit like that happened in January. That's how long ago January seems to me already. It's just been a whirlwind of a few couple weeks. Me moving in here, editing nonstop. This has really been like the second day that I've had to just chill and do nothing. So yeah, I thought I would just film this, and even if it does seem like a million years ago that January happened, I'm still going to go over the things that made January somewhat tolerable. So let's get into it, guys, starting with movies. So I actually watched Glass Onion. That sounds like a meth product now that I'm thinking about it. Like, dude, yo, you want some glass? I got that glass turnip. I got that glass onion, man. What you want? I don't know what that was, but that, I don't know, it just seems like a meth term. I don't know why. But yeah, so Glass Onion is the second movie of the Knives Out series, and, you know, it was good. I know that a lot of people had compared this, like I guess the main villain or whatever, if you want to call him that, Edward Norton, basically plays like an Elon Musk-esque character, and I can see it, but, you know, overall, the movie was fine. It's very hit or miss with me with like murder mystery type stuff. Like, they're all kind of intriguing, but this one, like the first Knives Out movie was fantastic. Love that movie. This one, it's a little bit. If the first one I rated like an 8, this one's probably a 7. But yeah, Rian Johnson once again is the director and writer, I believe, of this movie. And if you guys don't know, he's the one who ruined Star Wars and also made the Fly episode in Breaking Bad. So he's done some pretty terrible shit, but I mean, this isn't one of them. This is still a good movie. It's just that, yeah, not as good as the first one. So moving right along, I also watched Star Trek in January. God, dude, that feels like forever ago. Seriously. Because, yeah, so Tay, is when I was living with Tay, he had told me that he'd never seen Star Trek, and I was like, well, not even like the newer like 2009 Star Trek, and he's like, nah. And I was like, oh shit, we gotta change that, because honestly, these movies are fantastic. Like, the third one's but like number 1 and 2 are so goddamn good. They're such fantastic sci-fi movies, and yeah, you could like tear J.J. Abrams a new butthole by saying, oh, he went absolutely banana bonkers with the fucking lens flares in this movie, and I would have to agree with you. If you point them out, that's all you're gonna see is the lens flares of this movie. But if you don't, and you just go at it with like an experience of, all right, well, let's see what this movie has to offer, it's really great. And Tay really enjoyed it, so that's pretty much all that matters. Is, you know, when you show a friend a movie that you enjoy, as long as they walk away from it like being like, yes, that was a good use of my time, and not like, wow, I want to shoot my fucking foreskin off. Because I know Tay will never watch this video, but if you are watching, Tay, this is not like the movie Mandy. I showed Tay the movie Mandy, which is one of my favorite movies, and he fucking hated it. And he honestly, to this day, will still call me out, being like, "Oh yeah, Destry, is that movie good? Just like you told me Mandy was good." And it's like a fucking permanent mark on my credibility for him. So I'm glad I was able to kind of redeem some of that with showing him Star Trek and Ready Player One and, you know, other movies that I've shown him in the last few months. But yeah, Star Trek. Anyways, very great series. I haven't watched 2 with him yet, so I probably will do that at some point. But anyways, yeah, moving on. Uh, this was the only image I could get for fucking the Saw movies that made sense. Because all the rest of them are like, I don't know if you have seen the covers of the Saw movies, but they're just like fucking fingers that are cut up and weird looking, and I'm like, I don't think I really want to show that. I don't know. Either way, if you've seen Saw, you know what they're about. It's like super gory, fucking basically porn of gore, and yeah, I haven't seen these movies in such a long time, and I watched the first 2 again. And yeah, they're movies, that's for sure. I can see why I made fun of them and made a Saw spoof, because dear God, there's just some cliche ass bullshit in the Saw movies that yeah, you'd have to make fun of. I mean, yes, when it comes to like horror staples, I guess this can be one of them, because let's not like, you know, let's not be hoity-toity here. Fucking early 80s horror movies are just as cheesy as the Saw movies, just in a different way. Like, if you go back and watch fucking the Friday the 13th movies or Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they're cheesy as fuck. They're campy as hell, but like in a different way than the 2000s made campy bullshit. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to briefly talk about that I'd watched Saw. I also watched that movie Megan. I actually watched it twice, and that's because I watched it once by myself, and then I also showed it to my friend Vic. And yeah, surprisingly, this movie is actually pretty dang good. There's like a lot of qualities to it that I found myself really enjoying about it. Mainly, like, so it's basically James Wan, who is like a horror kind of master at this point. He made the Insidious movies. He made did he make Conjuring too? I like the Conjuring movies as well, because I feel like he did. And then also like things like Dead Silence, which are a great movie as well. But yeah, he was the brainchild of Megan, and what he said when he was going about making this movie is he wanted to do Annabelle, which he also made, but also the Terminator, and put them together. So it's an AI basically haunted kind of fucking robot thing. And yeah, you've probably seen like viral things about this movie, and it's very impressive to me that like this movie did, like, it's not impressive that it did well, because it is a good movie, but like it's impressive that it was such a small budget. Like, I think it was like $30 million for this, which seems like a lot, but like for like a movie, it's like not at all big. But yeah, so small budget, and it looks fantastic. It's narratively great. There's not like a dull moment for me whenever I watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is just a solid fucking movie. Yeah, there's some corny parts in it for sure, but it's one of those things where, sort of like we were just comparing Saw, like this has some campy, corny moments in it, but like I prefer the corniness of this movie to the corniness of like the Saw movies. We're like this, that's what it is. The Saw movies are like, they try to be edgy. That's what it is. And I don't like when movies try to do that. Like fucking the original Suicide Squad movie was like coated. They like buttered that in edge. They just tried to find whatever edgy shit they could do, and they just buttered that movie with it. And I don't know, sparingly, edge can be nice, but Jesus Christ, calm that shit down. So yeah, anyways, Megan, good movie. Also, excuse me, also watched the Enola Holmes 2 movie, which I was sort of a fan of the first one. This was sort of like a filler. I just wanted to bring it up just because it was a movie I watched. And yeah, it's all right. Not really my cup of tea. I think what I have to realize is that these movies are not marketed towards me. Like I'm not a 14-year-old girl, man. I shouldn't even like this movie. But you know, there's some good parts to it for sure. Like narratively, it's interesting and all that shit. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's not as good as the first one, but still worth a watch. I think like if you like murder mystery stuff, and it's definitely witty. Like, so, yeah, I don't know. Just not as good as the first one, as I said. But moving on, I think is this. Yes, we're moving on to TV shows, and the first one that I have to talk about is The Last of Us, which I started watching with Tay. And while the rest of the world is on episode 5 or 6 now, I'm on episode 4. I haven't watched episode 4 yet because I'm waiting for Tay to get his little tookus over here so we can watch frickin' 4 and 5. I'm very invested in this show. It's super great. Honestly, like, I cannot tell you how, like, when I was watching The Walking Dead for the first time, like seasons 1 through, I don't know, 5, that was like the most into TV that I've ever been. I was obsessed with The Walking Dead. It was like, not only was it a great show, but it was also like a girlfriend that I was seeing at the time. That was like the show that we watched together. So there was like, you know, that as well. It was very sentimental to me. So needless to say, I love zombies. I love the genre. And to see such a great video game story come to life in a TV show and have it actually work really well has got me really excited, not only for the future of more zombie stuff, hopefully, but also the future of like more video game adaptations. Because man, could I think of I could think of a lot of video games that I would love to see as an anime or fucking a TV show. But yeah, Last of Us definitely like worth checking out. Like, if you're one of those people that are kind of skeptical to watch something because there's a super hype about it, because I definitely am one of those people. Like, I didn't watch Inception until like 5 years later. Didn't watch Breaking Bad till 5 years later. I didn't watch Game of Thrones till 5 years later. This is definitely a show that, I mean, at least watch the first episode and judge whether it's something you could see yourself like watching more of, because the first episode, this is a TV show where the first episode will hook you or it won't. Like, if you don't like the first episode, you're not going to like the next couple. So like, there are some TV shows that you have to at least give it a couple episodes, but this one's just like that first one, man. If you're not hooked, get the fuck out of here. So anyways, yeah, The Last of Us. I also have been falling asleep to The Office once again. This is pretty much a yearly rewatch for me. And I always stop when Michael Scott leaves the office, which I think is the end of season 7. Yes. And it's mainly just, it doesn't feel the same after that. I think that people who have seen The Office, you could probably agree with me. Like, yeah, there's still redeeming parts to The Office in later seasons, but the second that fucking Michael leaves, it's just not the same. So pretty much like when Michael marries Holly, I'm out. And also, dude, fuck, that scene made me cry a lot this time, watching through, and that wasn't fun at all. I was not expecting to cry that much, but you know, it is what it is. Emotions be whack or whatever. Also, speaking of The Walking Dead, I have also been rewatching The Walking Dead with Vic. So we are on season 4, I think almost season 5 now. And that's generally where I stop watching The Walking Dead, is season 5, because man, oh man, do I hate Negan. I really do. Like, I would love, and I've said this before, but I would love if anyone's still fucking listening to me right now, because it's probably just me ranting to the void. But if there's anyone still listening to me, can someone fucking explain to me why Negan is a compelling character? Because I don't get it. The fact that they like, oh, he's the baddest bad guy, and like he will beat you with a fucking baseball bat that he named Lucille for some fucking reason. Like, the fucking Walking Dead comics go so goofy later on, and they tried to stay faithful to the goofiness, and that's not why people liked The Walking Dead. And like, you might be sitting there arguing with me, being like, oh, Destry, but the later seasons, blah blah blah, it's actually good. No, okay, the numbers prove my point. Okay, The Walking Dead was massive, and then it went like really downhill, and no one gives a shit because it got rid of the realism. The reason that you watch The Walking Dead seasons 1, 2, 3, I mean, it kind of gets goofy in season 4, whatever, but like seasons 1 through 3, and especially season 2 for me, are so fucking character driven and realistic, and that is why I watch The Walking Dead, and that is why it's compelling to me. My favorite fucking character is Shane, and no one agrees with that. And it's not like I like him as a person. It's the fucking dynamic that he brings to the rest of the group and the humanity. The first couple seasons, you're really struggling with, like, how much strength do we need to portray with, like, you know, bringing people in? Is it weaker to bring people in, or is it weaker to, you know, be alone? There's like a fucking power dynamic struggle between Rick and Shane, and it's fucking great to watch, man. It's riveting as hell. I love it. But pretty much past The Governor, which is season 4, it's just I can't. My mom said if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So I'm not gonna talk poo poo, even though I've spent the last like 5 minutes talking poo poo. Doesn't matter, okay? Like, I've spent too long talking about The Walking Dead. But I still, like, it still holds a near and dear place to me in my heart. Which is why I rewatch it almost yearly at this point. But I just don't watch the later seasons because fuck that. Fuck that noise. So moving on. Oh, God. Okay. So, I started watching Attack on Titan season 4, which is the final season. I guess it's going to be split into, like, there's going to be more or something. Like, usually when I hear the word final season, I think, okay, it's done. But, like, I guess there's more or something. I don't know. I haven't reached the end of this season either yet, so don't, like, spoil anything in the comments. And I will try not to spoil things either, just in case some of you guys haven't seen shit. But, like, holy fuck. Holy fuck, man. Like, I don't even know where to start. There's just a lot happening in this season, and there's a lot of, like, sub-narratives that people had problems with. There was a lot of controversy about this season with, like, Nazism and that stuff. And watching this season, I can see where they're coming from by comparing it to Nazism, but I'm also like, like, it's a commentary on it, maybe, but it's not, like, glorifying it. You know, it's like fucking Schindler's List or The Pianist. It's like, those are fantastic movies, and we shouldn't be canceling anyone over the fact that those are movies. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're talking about the Holocaust, therefore it's bad. Like, no, it's like, it's an important part of fucking history, needs to be talked about, you know? Same thing with, like, 12 Years a Slave or Django Unchained. I mean, that one's, you know, that one's a little bit out there, but, like, showing that part of history, we shouldn't shy away from it. You know, it's a part of fucking human history. That's just what I think. I mean, that might be a hot take. I don't know, but yeah. So in Attack on Titan season 4, there's a lot of, like, subplots and shit that deal with that. And a big reason for me why I didn't watch Attack on Titan season 4, like, right away is, I think, I only watch in dub. Sorry, don't scream at me. But yeah, I only watch in dub, and there wasn't a dub version when it first came out. And then also, it starts really weird. Okay, so if you've seen Attack on Titan seasons 1 through 3, you probably, you know, got super attached to the characters, and you're like, oh man, I really want to see what happens to those guys, like, as we get into season 4. Season 4 starts, and for 3 episodes, maybe even more, you don't even see those characters. They're nowhere to be found. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? And I was so confused when I was watching the beginning of it, because I'm like, is this happening, like, before what we saw at the end of season 3? Is this happening after? Is this happening during? And then I kind of ate my words after seeing how it plays out, because it's really interesting that they show kind of the other side of what you've been accustomed to from seasons 1 through 3, and then tying it in to that, and then also having new characters that all of a sudden you kind of care about, but on the other side. It's really interesting. I know there's other shows that do that, like Game of Thrones, fantastic at doing that. Like, they introduce a character, you kind of hate him, and then later on you kind of like him, and then you're all of a sudden rooting for him, but oh no, he's fighting up against one of your favorite characters, and oh no, another favorite character is fighting them now. There's a lot of that. So they kind of take a page out of that, and they do it really well. So yes, that's where I'm going to end Attack on Titan Season 4. Again, I haven't seen all of it yet, so no spoilers. But moving on to music. Oh, there's a creature. Are they playing finally? Are you guys playing? Sorry. Albert, which is Vic's cat, and Mister, Prince Nuada, my cat, like they used to live together and they used to be best friends. And since I've moved, like they are like, "Who the fuck are you?" And they've been hissing at each other and stuff. Can you guys see this? He's right there. Wait, I could probably switch the camera back 1 second. So, are you guys playing? Hopefully they like each other soon. Anyways, back to what I was talking about, music. So there's really only been one new thing that I've listened to in the last like month, or I guess in January is when I discovered it, and that was Death Cab for Cutie made a new album, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's like an older album, like because it came out what like 4 months ago, and I just never listened to it just because I had so much shit going on, and like for some reason for me like listening to a new album is like a big deal. Probably shouldn't be, but like I have to like set time aside. Like I need to schedule that, and like whether I'm going on a drive and like nowhere in mind, just going just to listen to an album. That's kind of my preferred method. Because yeah, like this was an album that I was excited for, and then I just didn't listen to it, and then I did, and I really wanted to highlight this song because this has been my favorite album or favorite song on the album, which is called "I Miss Strangers." I'll play like I don't know 10 seconds of it. Gonna get copyright strikes, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's like I don't know if that gave you a really great insight as to what the song is and all that stuff, but Death Cab for Cutie has been one of my favorite artists since fuck like 2008. Without Ben Gibbard, who is the main vocalist of Death Cab for Cutie, I probably wouldn't like have ever made music because, well, I might have made music. It would have just sounded more techno-y. But he was kind of the inspiration behind my voice and how I wanted to like sing and learn how to sing. So, yeah, if you guys like Death Cab for Cutie, definitely a great album. Not as good as like Plans or Transatlanticism, but still a solid motherfucking album. So moving on to games. For those of you who watch my Twitch streams, you guys probably know that I've been playing a lot of 90s edutainment games. So we started off, we played Freddy Fish, The Case of the Missing Kelp Seeds, or The Case of Grandma's Missing Weed Garden, as I called it. And yeah, just got hit in the frickin' heart with nostalgia with playing this game, as well as Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. So I've been playing both of these games because I plan to make a 90s edutainment video where I'm just going to kind of go over all of the 90s edutainment games that were near and dear to me, and also other ones that I haven't played yet, and just kind of give my review and overview on them. So can I suggest these games? I don't really think so. Like, unless you grew up in the 90s and you know these games, they're not going to be like exciting. Let's be real here, but still I just wanted to mention them at least. Also in January I played all through Spider-Man on the PS4, so that included the DLCs. Man, I was like going nuts for a few weeks. Like I was just playing Spider-Man and doing nothing else. I would get up, I would edit a video, and then I would just sit down and play Spider-Man. When I wasn't doing that, I would go and play DDR, but mostly it was Spider-Man for a long while. Yeah, so that is gonna do it for that section of this, because I usually talk about my favorite food and also my favorite YouTube video, but I don't have either. I just kind of ate normal shit. I don't know, like I didn't have anything exciting. I'm sorry. And as far as YouTube videos, I just watched a lot of the same shit that I normally watch. So nothing too exciting in that realm. But moving on to the final thing, which is my favorite thing from the month of January. And January was a very slow month for me. Like I fucking really didn't do anything besides edit and play Spider-Man, as I just said. But I will say I got pretty heckin' good at playing some DDR. So this is my fast feet playing. I think this was a 9 or a 10, which I can now do 11s. Like, I will usually get really fucking tired doing an 11, but like at least I can still do them. This one I got a full combo onto. Hey, boy. So now that I live in Beaverton, it kind of sucks because I don't have access to a really good DDR machine anymore. And this DDR machine was like 5 minutes away from me where I lived before. And now I do have one that's like 5 minutes away, but it's like an older version of DDR, so it doesn't have all the new songs and all that shit. But you know, I'm not gonna be a spoiled little bitch. I'm very grateful that at least there is still DDR down here, because this is like my main form of cardio. This is how I intend to probably lose weight this summer, because I'm gonna play DDR. I'm gonna go rollerblading. Those are my two fucking go-tos. Also, as far as like favorite things go, I did go ice skating at least. Oh god, what the fuck just happened?
Go for it.
Yeah. So I did go ice skating at least once, and it felt really nice to be back on the ice, even though I did almost fall right here. But it's like, you know, it feels great to get back into the groove of it, because like it's one of those skills that you learn that you may not think about it, but like your body remembers how to do it. And so I was a little bit scared getting out on the ice and like doing shit. But as soon as I started getting going, man, like this was probably like 10, 15 minutes after I'd got on the ice, I'm already doing fucking backwards crossovers and like insane fucking like switch up moves and stuff. Anyways, but other than that, as far as favorite things go, yeah, I would have to say that the move was a big thing, but that might, you know, might be for a February monthly favorites video, honestly, because a lot of that happened in February. It is, after all, the middle of the month, and I just, like, yesterday, just got my posters up on the wall and stuff. So, yeah, I'll probably save that for then, but, yeah. Anyways, guys, let me switch this view back here. I kind of also, in this video, I know it's already been 27 minutes, but I did want to just really quickly update you with just my life. And also, what are you doing, Albert? What are you doing? If you piss on my bed, you're out of here for good. Like, not even the room. You're out of this apartment for good. I'm kicking you out, evicted. But I did want to kind of update you guys just about like the future of my channel and content and all of that good stuff. Because lately I've been trying to balance editing for other people, which is essentially like a big portion of my income and like how I'm you know, making my living is doing editing for other people, which is great because like I have always wanted to make like a production company where I can take on clients and film stuff for them, or, you know, make music videos and that. And so this is kind of like my first foray, my first stepping stone into that world, I feel like. Because yeah, making YouTube videos is great, and it will always, always, always be like my main creative outlet other than, you know, making music. And it really shows off, like YouTube videos show off like my passion. Whenever I want to make like a video essay or like, you know, what the fuck news, I put my heart and soul into those things, you know. And so I don't think that that'll ever change. I'll still be making YouTube videos. It's just that I definitely can't do it weekly. That's for damn sure. Probably looking like I'm gonna probably post like 2 videos a month. If that, honestly, it may be 1 to 2 videos a month. And honestly, I'm fine with it. Like, YouTube for a while has not been like my primary source of income, or really even my primary source of like serotonin and happiness. Because where are you going? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by cats everywhere, dude. Like, I've said this many times before, but like if it were up to me, I would have streaming be my main like source of income. Oh, yep, they're hissing. They're hissing. Okay. All right, chill out. Okay, all right. I'm in the crosshairs, guys. This is scary. I'm in a cat war zone. Yeah, I really do wish though that I could stream more. That would be like if I could just make a living off streaming. Ooh, baby, that would be nice. But at the same time, like I said, like YouTube videos will always be like my passion projects. I'll always want to make those, even if they don't make me money, because that's just how I get my juices flowing. I could probably word that better, but you get what I'm saying, I think. But on that note, yeah, I just kind of wanted to tell you guys I'm not going anywhere. It's just things have been really crazy lately, and I've been really trying to figure out how to manage everything at once, and that's been a struggle for me. But just know I'm not going anywhere. I still very much passionate about everything that I've been doing, music included, which I may have a song coming out soon. Maybe we'll see. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching me ramble for the last 30 minutes. Hope you have a sorry if that was loud. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Fair winds.